Hello, and welcome to my final instalment of Anne Boleyn. My name is Karen, and I portray Anne with Past Times Living History. In this episode, I'd like to talk to you about Anne's legacy and the lies spread about her, both during her lifetime and since. I suppose her biggest legacy could be seen to be Elizabeth, Gloriana, the greatest queen England has ever had. She was in no doubt the strongest and most cunning of all the Tudors. She survived the killing of her mother, the taint of illegitimacy, the reigns of her brother, King Edward, who mostly looked kindly on her, and her sister, Queen Mary, who undoubtedly did not, to become a queen in her own right. Under her rule, England became powerful, conquered lands, explored, fought off enemies, gave us Shakespeare, and became a world power. She was wise enough to choose ministers to do the things she couldn't, and refused to tie herself into matrimony and give up her power, and also refused to risk death in childbirth, as she'd seen so many other women do. Another legacy has to be the Church of England. Although one could argue that Henry was leaning that way anyway, and with the new men he surrounded himself with, they would eventually bring it about. Without Anne and her intelligence, learning, piety, and willingness to debate, as well as being able to get away with reading banned literature, Henry may not have seen a way forward. She also introduced him to the men that were debating the issues of the church, who could pave the way for a new religion. Henry never really moved away from Catholicism, but he could see the benefits of controlling the religious houses and money flowing from the church to the state. Now, Anne is often seen as an icon, a woman who took what she wanted, made the most of her education, and tried to do her best with her life. She gave generously to charities, favoured scholars, gave her patronage to many, and was unjustly killed. Now, as for the lies, we've all heard those. The extra finger, the moles on her face and neck, even one that said she had a protruding tooth and an unsightly cyst on her neck. Now, taking into account the personality of Henry VIII, I really don't think he would have looked twice at a woman with any of these deformities. He had a phobia of illness and was quite a hypocondriac. The things said about Anne were the usual accusations of being a witch. And as Henry himself had said that Anne had bewitched him, people were either towing the party line of putting her down, or her enemy in the first place, trying to belittle her. The people of England didn't like her supplanting their beloved Queen Catherine, calling her a goggle-eyed whore, and refusing to remove their hats to her, blaming her for the loss of their religion. I believe she would have been happy being the wife of Henry Percy, being a minor noble lady, had a family, but fate had had other ideas for her, and she did the best she could, and with true Boleyn spirit rose to the occasion with all of her intelligence. Now, some of the books I've used to research Anne for this little snapshot of her life were Eric Ives, The Life and Death of Anne Boleyn, Leander de Lisle, Tudor, The Family Story, Elizabeth Norton, The Lives of Tudor Women, and Sarah Griswood's Game of Queens. Now, I love portraying Anne, and I do hope I do her justice. And I hope you've enjoyed these little snippets into the lives of the Tudors. Tune in again to hear more about the women and men of the Tudor court and their fascinating stories. And any questions, comments, or requests, please visit our Facebook page or website and get in touch. Thank you.